Hey guys, this is Cardinal Bird 5, and today I wanted to start a series on player reviews, give you a few tips, and show you how to acquire that player. So first we're going to start with Brett Saberhagen. In order to obtain Brett Saberhagen in Diamond Dynasty, you need to complete the entire Royals collection, not just the 25. You have to get obtain the entire Royals collection, and then you just go to your missions here, and you'll be rewarded with Brett Saberhagen 94 overall. So before I get into his attributes and break him down, I do want to give you guys, or show you guys my stats with him thus far. So let's see here. Bear with me when I try to find this. They really need to redo this, redo these stats here. Let's see if we can find Brett Saberhagen. There he is. So he pitched 44.1 innings. So I pitched quite a bit with him. So I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on how good he is online. So I have 44.1 innings pitched. Opponents are hitting 118. You can read all that other stuff too if you want. Let's try to get into ERA if we can find it. Oh, here we go. So his ERA is 1.22. WHIP is 0.43. I guess those are the two most important stats there. We also have 41 strikeouts to 2 walks. And I have used Brett Saberhagen a lot recently since I've, got to the championship series in Diamond Dynasty. So it's not like I'm just using him offline in Conquest. I'm actually using him a lot in head-to-head against pretty quality opponents. Now let's get into Brett Saberhagen's attributes. I'm just going to show you guys offline. You can look at his attributes offline. We're going to load up the legend rosters. Not all flashbacks can be viewed offline, unfortunately, but the good thing about viewing them offline is you can see all their attributes. You can also go to Daddy Leagues and look at their attributes as well. So here's what you do if you want to look at all the players' attributes. I guess we'll show you the player card first. 92 stamina, 70 hits per 9, 52 K per 9, 92 walks per 9. He's got 80 home runs per 9. You guys can read the rest. So just basically looking at this, there are some attributes that are kind of boosting his overall. That is the home runs per 9 and clutch. And even though clutch does have an impact on game, I shouldn't say it's artificially boosting it. But the home runs per 9 at 80 slightly boost his overall. But I still feel like he's a diamond caliber pitcher, and I'll get into that later. But also, let's look at his individual pitches. He does have 4 pitches: 4-seam, slider, change, 2-seam. Let's look at the attributes for those specifically. For his 4-seam, he can throw up to 95. He has really good control on his 4-seam, and his 4-seam does have a little bit of movement as well. His slider has 83 break, 83 control, and the velocity is, he throws at 86 miles an hour, so that's a really good slider. Changeup, in my opinion, one of the better changeups in the game. It comes in at 81 miles an hour. You can even get it down. I've seen it go down to 79 miles an hour if you can, throw it slower and lower in the zone as well. So really good changeup. And 2-seam, 94 miles an hour with good control and pretty good break. So on all his pitches, he has great control. And he has good walks per 9, so he's really easy to use, really easy to hit your spots with. Hits per 9 is solid at 70. I think anything 70 or higher for the hits and K per 9 is good. The only downside to him is his K per 9 at 52, and again, make sure you guys watch my K per 9 tutorial and breakdown. So it is going to be somewhat difficult to, I shouldn't say difficult to strike out opponents, because his stuff is really good, and that's kind of how he can get strikeouts with his slider. With slider's break and his changeup's velocity, you can get swings and misses, and of course his fastballs can throw up to 95. But of course the K per 9 directly affects your opponent's plate vision, so they might be able to foul off some pitches if they get decent timing on it. That's really the only downside to this card. And now next, stay tuned guys, I'm going to show you guys what his pitches actually look like, break them down a little bit, and give you guys some pointers and tips on how I use Brett Saberhagen online. So stand by for that. Alright, so now we have Brett Saberhagen. We're doing some pitching practice here, and I just want to go through all of his pitches. Starting out with a 4-seamer. It does have a little bit of movement, but again, it's a 4-seamer. It's not going to move too much. And if we leave it down the middle, it's basically going to go down the middle. Also, I want to show you his 2-seamer, which actually has pretty good movement, as we showed you earlier. That's his 2-seamer right there. So again, if you start it down the middle, it's breaking down all the way that much. So Definitely going to be a good pitch to utilize to get ground balls. Next, we're going to show you guys a slider, and I believe Brett Saberhagen's slider, it looks a little different than a lot of sliders. It's more directly across than down and in. As you can see, a slider, it basically stays on an even plane. We start from the middle here, and we just let it go. It just breaks directly in, so it's almost like a cutter with a lot more movement, however. And then we go to his changeup. His changeup has some pretty good late movement and some pretty good dip to it as well. So you see it breaks, it'll start from here and break all the way down there. So let's actually show you guys what these pitches look like and give you guys some pointers as well, especially when playing online. One thing I like to do against lefties is I like to throw fastballs high and away and two-seamers high and away. I'll show you guys why. I either like to start them, you can start them up here or over here. I like to throw that pitch, and I like to just keep it away. And then once the batter starts, looking for that pitch, I'll throw it one more time. It's a really difficult pitch to score up to, and it will have light movement, especially when you throw that two-seam up and away over here. Sometimes you can get people chasing for easy flyouts to left field. We'll try it. Actually, we just got him looking there. But I want to show you a pitch that works really well once you start utilizing that fastball up and away, or you can even throw it middle away. But a good pitch that will offset that is this slider. You throw this slider about right here, it's going to look like it's going, it's look like it's going to be a fastball going up in this area. But when you throw the slider like right here, it's really going to confuse your opponent. We missed our spot there. I'll try to show you guys. Try to throw it. There we go. Just right there. You're going to get a lot of swings and misses. And then from that, you can even start your changeup down and away. And again, it's going to look like it's going to start from about right here, and it looks like it might be that four-seam, two-seam up in this, high and away, middle away area, but it's just going to break down and away to a lefty. And you're going to get a lot of swings and misses. Not only is the slider down and in, or middle in or up and in good, you can also try a changeup. Now, keep in mind, it depends on what opponent you're facing, but you could try this changeup middle in off the plate a little bit. It's going to look like a four-seamer. Again, you're going to have to set it up with a four-seamer up here, but if you throw this changeup about right here, it can really throw off your opponent as well. So you'll throw a changeup middle in like that, and then you'll come right back with a high and in fastball. And you can just work off those two, mix it up. And then, of course, you generally want to stick with the changeup down, but that's a good pitch you can try to sneak in there as well. The changeup down is going to get you a lot of strikeouts, just like that. Now against righties, it works a little bit different. I believe the slider, you want to keep it more down and away. You can't throw stuff up and away or middle away. Guys, it really depends on how you're pitching. If you're only throwing high fastballs, up and in, up and in, up and in, and you try a slider down and away, your opponent's going to have an easier time of recognizing that. So make sure you're throwing off the same planes. Well, what I mean by that is if you throw a fastball low, 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 and then you throw a slider low, it's going to be from the same plane. It's going to look like the exact same pitch. So definitely utilize that slider down and in the righties all day, especially if you can hit that spot. And then every now and then you can mix in, a two-seam away or a four-seam away to get them looking right here. Missed our spot there. Also, a very good pitch against righties is that two-seamer, middle in or up and in. That two-seamer breaking in on the hands because it's going to have a lot of late movement. And you're going to be breaking bats and striking them out just like that. So yeah, Brett Saberhagen, nasty pitcher. Even though he doesn't have a high K/9, you can still get strikeouts. So use those tips, guys. I have had a lot of success with him online, and in my opinion, as of right now, besides Nolan Ryan maybe, which he's really hard to obtain, I think Brett Saberhagen is the best legend pitcher in the game, even over Tom Seaver right now. But again, they have a lot more legend pitchers to release, so stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for some more player reviews and how to obtain them. This is Cardinal Bird 5 signing out. Peace.